Mazuma TV back in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building as always, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. I know that's what I'm doing, man. I'm feeling extremely blessed. Shout out to the higher up, man. I did a 3-hour live stream yesterday, man, and I'm definitely feeling it. Last night I did it. And it was a great live, man. That's exactly why I stayed on that long. Initially, I was just gonna do my hour and bounce, but it was very informative, great boxing talk all around. I had some people join the live and all that, and then it was definitely entertaining. It was funny as hell too. Got to talking about everything, fantasy matchups, all that good shit, man. So if y'all want to go see the live, go check it out. But what I want to talk about today is Deontay Wilder, man. According to the Frenzy broadcast, he had revealed his retirement plans to them. And I've heard him speak on his retirement plans in the past, especially on channels like 78 Sports TV and stuff like that. But he's been emphasizing it, so it lets you know that he's serious. You know what I mean? And Deontay Wilder, usually when he says something based on his history, he means it, and then he tries to follow through with it. You know what I mean? So Deontay Wilder being 37 years old right now, he says he only wants to box for 3 more years. So obviously, if you do the math, he wants to retire when he's 40 years old, which is a good age. You know what I mean? I definitely think that's a good age. Fighters typically start burning out in their mid-30s, you know what I'm saying? And then they hang on a little too long and let the sport retire them as a result. But it seems like he wants to retire from the sport instead. You know what I mean? He wants it to be the other way around. If you guys been watching Deontay Wilder, he's been in some big fights against Tyson Fury, made a lot of money, so I'm sure financially he's well off and doesn't necessarily need boxing from a financial standpoint. And it seemed like he was done after the last Fury fight, but when he got that statue in Tuscaloosa, it seemed like it motivated him. You know what I'm saying? So he's been looking to do some historical shit. And then the last time he fought was the end of last year. He ended up knocking out Robert Helenius in 1 round. He's been pretty inactive. And in the process, he's been trying to make some big fights happen. But due to the politics of boxing, you know what I mean, he's been unsuccessful in that regard. You know what I mean? Try to make the Andy Ruiz fight happen. Andy Ruiz, they said, priced himself out. His father was messing up the opportunity for that fight to happen. You know what I mean? Wanting $10 million, etc. And he's been working on the Anthony Joshua fight, but just seeing a little bit of the reports that I've been seeing on boxing scene, it seems like Eddie Hearn is slowly but surely trying to sneak his way out of that fight, man. It seems like he's trying to hold off on it. It doesn't seem too optimistic about the fight happening, so I'm not even going to get my hopes up with that fight happening later in the year or in January. So with 3 fights left, 3 years left for Deontay Wilder, which could very well be 3 fights, you know what I'm saying? Because Deontay Wilder only fights once or twice a year, you know what I mean? So at the most, we probably get 6 fights if he fights twice a year, starting next year. Or if he fights once a year, then there's only 3 fights left. So who should Deontay Wilder fight? You know what I mean? I definitely believe the next fight should be Anthony Joshua. That would be a great fight to see. You know what I mean? It is definitely a little bit late for the fight to be happening, but I'll still take the fight regardless. I wanted them guys to fight when they were both champions, but it's still a great fight nonetheless. Both big, strong guys with high knockout ratios, and I think it'll make for an exciting ending. You know what I'm saying? I think somebody definitely will get knocked out. Besides that, if the Anthony Joshua fight doesn't happen, I would still like to see them come together and make a Andy Ruiz fight happen. I think that's a great fight as well. Andy Ruiz is a small, compact, but explosive fighter. Good hand speed. And definitely got some bad intentions on his punches. And if he goes about the fight in a way where he's able to neutralize Deontay Wilder's right hand, he could have some success in that fight. You know what I'm saying? So Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz, and of course, I don't really want to see the Tyson Fury fight because I think at this point in time, I just think Tyson Fury has Deontay Wilder's number. In all honesty, I don't really feel like there's anything from a skill standpoint that Deontay Wilder could do to be successful against Tyson Fury. I just think that he's outmatched. You know what I mean? And I'm a big Deontay Wilder fan, but that's just personally what I think. So I don't really want to see a Tyson Fury fight, but I would love to see, in all honesty, I would love to see Deontay Wilder get a shot at Alexander Usyk before he steps out the door. You know what I'm saying? Wilder has never been able to fight in a unification bout, unfortunately. He's only had the WBC, had several title defenses, but wasn't able to get that opportunity to fight for Undisputed. So those are 3 fights that I would love to see right there, man, and hopefully they can make it happen. Wilder is a big draw, in all honesty. A lot of people know him, and they love to see his fights because of how the way in which his fight ends. His fights be ending, you know what I mean? Which is devastating, highlight reel quality knockouts. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, Anthony Joshua, love to see that fight next. Andy Ruiz, you know what I mean? And I would love to see Alexander Usyk at the end of the day, but hopefully it's more realistic than me just, you know what I mean, putting some fantasy matchup type shit out there, man. Hopefully these guys can come together and make this shit happen to bring some excitement back to the heavyweight division, because as of right now, it's been extremely quiet for the heavyweight division. You know what I mean? Like, we seen Dubois and Usyk, how the way that went about controversially and stuff like that. But now we looking at Tyson Fury fighting Francis Ngannou, which is a fight that's completely meaningless in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? It's intriguing because it's bringing both the MMA and the boxing crowd together, but nonetheless, it's a meaningless fight. It doesn't do anything for the sport of boxing. It doesn't really make boxing come forward. I mean, besides the potential of MMA fighters transitioning to boxing fans, you know what I mean? But besides that, really don't see no positive things about that fight happening. You know, so that's just what I think, man. Hopefully those 3 fights can happen. Who do y'all want to see Deontay Wilder fight next? Obviously, there's some guys that got make for good fights against Deontay Wilder too, like a Frank Sanchez, Jared Anderson, which I highly doubt they'll do, but that'll be a good fight to see as well if Jared Anderson is willing to take the opportunity. I don't really see nobody else besides that. I mean, Zhang will be a good fight, especially if he beats Joe Joyce in the rematch. I would like to see that fight. That'll be an interesting fight as well. Joe Joyce would be a good matchup, even though I think he gets put on a highlight reel against Wilder. I think that Joe Joyce would be an intriguing fight as well. Yeah, man, there's some good fights out there, but those are the 3 fights that I want to see, man. Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz, Alexander Usyk, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Who do y'all want to see Deontay Wilder fight next before his career is up? This is Mazuma TV. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk. I'm going to get up out of here, man. Peace.